The jail booth became a confessional, full of admitted sins, forgiveness, and answered prayers. In the midst of his ramblings about how and why he could do better, I heard myself mumble, "Brother, we need you." All right. It's the Black Man Lab Afterflow, powered by the New Georgia Project in Albany, Georgia. We here, y'all, Southwest Georgia, nothing but love. We are in our third session with these three brothers, and we got our brother, our executive director, brother Marty Monaghan in the house. What's up, Marty?
What's happening, man? Powerful today.
Yeah. We talked about every gathering is a little different. What did you feel as we connected with our brothers here in Albany, Georgia?
Man, first of all, there's a commonality that I feel in all of these stops on this tour is that the brothers have been so open to share, right? And longing to share, I think.
Right.
And we felt that in the Black Man Lab before. So that piece of it, it's enlightening and empowering, right? Because I hope that what these brothers feel and have felt in the room will continue, because if we keep it going, there's no stopping us.
That's right. Well, brothers, we here. We with y'all. Introduce yourselves. I'm gonna start with you, young man. I know you from Decatur.
Decatur, yeah.
And you tell them your name and how long you been down here, man.
I'm Darius Thompson. I've been down here since 2020. I first came down here. I think you got me that Uber to that bus. We came down here, and I've been down here ever since. I was supposed to be not say that, but I almost was a Wildcat. But the Ramley just was something different that the Wildcats wasn't bringing. But
and so you came on through.
Yeah.
And how have you enjoyed? What's your classification?
I'm a junior going into senior year, trying to major in political science while minoring in public administration and gearing up to get my master's of public administration here at Albany State as well.
There it is. We're proud of you, brother.
Appreciate it.
We're proud of you. You are resilient.
Yes.
And we appreciate your resiliency.
Thank you.
Yeah. When you come back, you got to come to the Black Man Lab on Tuesdays at 105 Electric Avenue in Decatur, so that you can connect with our young people right there in the city of Decatur who went to Decatur High School like you did.
Oh, I seen Miss Johnson the other day.
That's right.
Yeah.
Miss Johnson Davis.
No, Jeannie Johnson.
Oh, Jeannie Johnson. All right.
Shout out to Jeannie.
Oh yeah, that one too.
Okay. No, Jeannie Johnson. She's real. Jeannie Johnson's real. She's a real educator for real.
She a true Ram too.
A true Ram, indeed. Zach, what's up, brother? Lean into the mic. He's all cool and stuff, man. Boy, done grown some hair on his chin. I've been knowing this youngest since he was like hooping. He was this little go-go guard, like Carl Ghostin back in Chicago. What's up, boy? How you doing, man? Good, man. It's good to see you down here. How's your experience been? And tell them where you're from and what you doing, what you majoring in.
My name is Zachary Atkins. I'm from East Atlanta. I went to Columbia High School. I go to Albany State. Right now, my major is sports med, and I'm a senior right now. So,
all right. You wrapping this thing on up, man. I remember when you started, bro.
Yeah.
Congratulations. One of our Let Us Make Man scholars received scholarship from Let Us Make Man. Sir, we're at this fine university. Look like you have some role here. Tell us about that.
Well, I'm the Dean of Library Services. My name is Roy Calhoun. Here at Albany Technical College, I'm one of the faculty members here.
And so what do you do? Tell the folks, what you do. What's your job consist of? How do you make this fine oil educational institution of higher learning make it move?
Well, I make sure that the learning resources are available for the students here at Albany Tech. So I rally with our faculty, with our staff, with our administrators to ensure that the students have the necessary learning resources that is needed for their education.
All right. Now, where did you go to undergrad?
My undergrad was at Albany State University. I got a bachelor's there in computer science, and my master's was at Florida State University.
All right. We ain't gonna hold that FSU against you now, cause them FAMUans, boy, they don't got no love for FSU for real. I was like, whoa, this is kind of harsh, but wonderful. So, brothers, we've been talking tonight. The conversation been very interesting, where we really were looking to hear about, what do you want the government to do, and how should the government respond? But folks, really, we're talking about how do we deal with anger and our feelings and move in a productive way. And we had some really powerful conversations in that space. I do want to ask you, now that the world is listening, what is it that you believe needs to be delivered by the government? What should we expect to receive from, this process? So anybody, can jump in and give us some insight. Lean in here. You just act like you're talking to the governor and the senator right now. Go ahead, tell them.
I think a better understanding of cultural differences. I think that's a big difference, and I've noticed that with being in spaces where it's diverse and inclusive, but it's still a divide in cultural differences. So we're all together, but we all have a diverse understanding of everyone in the room. So we're all here for one goal, but we can't achieve that goal because of our cultural differences. And I think that's our biggest setback in a lot of things, our cultural differences. We never understand people's backgrounds and how their environment kind of grooms them into who they are. And though they're learning and transforming and adapting to different spaces, it's still that cultural difference that divides them. So I think that's my take on that, just cultural difference.
Well, that's interesting, because I think there have been maybe one candidate has been promoting, like, CRT is bad. Learning your history is they don't want too deep of a critique of history, and so.
I think they use that as a weapon to further progress their ideology. But critical race theory isn't bad because it helps you become more culturally sensitive. So how do we send, like, it all ties into international relations as well, because how do we go over to other people's countries and do business with them, and we don't understand what they went through and how it affects their culture and how it affects how they do business? Like, you can't say we can't talk about the past and how it happened. So that's like going to tell China, since you talking about your past, we can't work with you. Like, that there to me don't make sense, because sometimes
it's like going to the doctor, right? And the doctor is like, oh, I'm not going to worry about your medical history.
Yeah, we just going to figure out what's going on now. Well, yeah, but your medical history determines how you got to where you are now in this space.
Hey, Zach, what's up? What you think, man? You talking to the senator, you talking to the governor, you talking to the labor commissioner, you talking to all of those folks right now in this moment as a young, how old are you now? Is like 22?
21.
21 years old, 21-year-old man. What is it that matters to you as it relates to this government and what you want to see happen?
I'll go based off my dad being a police officer and all that. He taught me so much. His name is Demetrius Atkins.
That's right. Brother Pete.
I'll say that he taught me about being specifically racially profiled, like of how I look, all that. Like, he really didn't want these dreads in my head.
He didn't want them locks, man.
Yeah,
he knew.
Yeah, but I guess being racially profiled, we see, like, not even just young men, but all black, probably fathers and all these black men on TV, and they're just like, you don't really see the white people. You just see all the black people, all the stuff they done wrong, and all the, like, in detail, not even on the side of that. The white people, they I don't know how to describe it, but you know,
Oh,
yeah,
what you talking about is the media
the media, they try
perception
to,
just
yeah,
keep rolling us.
they try to make it to another standpoint where it's just like they're not, like, we're just not like nobody, we're just not like good enough at all. They just,
No value.
yeah,
No value.
basically.
That's hard, man, because you know, interestingly, folks run on being hard on crime, and then what they do is make that synonymous with being hard on black folk. But we are out here trying, you know, everybody wants to be safe. Nobody wants to say, hey, I don't mind if my grandmother gets jacked tonight. I mean, what are you talking about? Everybody wants to be safe. So we want to be safe we want to be safe from the folks who trying to jack us and from the folks who's supposed to be protecting us. So I hear you. I feel you. That's a very interesting perspective, especially with your father being a lifetime law enforcement, in law enforcement. So that's a very interesting perspective. Appreciate you, brother. Good sir. What do you want delivered? You're in education. What can be done here?
I believe for the African American male, basically what's needed is more resources, more programs, more educational programs, financial programs for the African American males. Because there's programs for African American women and for some of the other other areas, but not for the African American male. It's almost as though they're being thrown out to fend for themselves, and there's not much opportunity out there for them. And so I think that there needs to be programs for the African American male, places where they can go, places where they can feel safe. Um, and there's not that many places for the African American male.
That's real.
I wanted to piggyback off what you were saying because I had mentioned earlier, like I had said, where I was told the other day by a black woman where black men don't have the same advantages that women do, or black women do, or white people do, and that I think a space is needed to be able to release, like I said, black men are pressure cookers, and I feel like at the wrong pressure, at one high too many psi, and ain't no stopping that pressure from exploding. I think that's the biggest problem. There's no way, and it's sometimes not there's no way, but there's like who do we express our feelings to? Because we go to a woman, now we're too soft. We go to someone else, just I don't want to hear it. We go to someone else, you need to figure this out. Like you a man, you supposed to be able to figure this out. But it's just like if we're constantly giving instructions to everyone else, who's directing us?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think that's that we need a director for ourselves. Like I feel as if as black men, we're not the bears. You know, we are cubs for our bear. We get trained to be out in the wild, but the bears get trained to be out in the wild. As black men, we're just set out in the wild to fend for ourselves. When do we get trained? We're giving out these instructions every day. Um,
Yeah.
Pastor Miles Monroe, he said, knowledge isn't power because you can have the wrong knowledge and teaching it. And then how is that wrong knowledge powerful? How does that help us in our daily lives and in our community?
That's strong. Because knowledge, there are
Yeah,
different
simple
kinds of knowledge.
knowledge. Yes.
For sure. Brother Marty, jump in, and then we're gonna go to our habits, rituals, and disciplines. But Brother Marty, jump in, man.
I was just gonna say, you know, from the conversation that we had this evening, what was you all's thoughts on how that conversation went, and what do you think in terms of that space being important for how we can find spaces to heal, have these kinds of conversations like you're talking about right now, Darius. What is your thoughts on just what you saw today in the Black Man Lab?
Me personally, I just feel like this was also a good getaway. I'll say that a great getaway. That's what I was talking about earlier. During the, what do we have, a meeting?
During the lab.
Yeah, lab. I really just say a getaway for all of our like young black men. Like I say things like this. I think we need like more of this in every, probably not even state, but every
Every
Probably
city,
everywhere, every city,
every
Where
campus.
we are.
yeah,
Yeah.
campus,
every community.
Boys and Girls Club, all that.
Yeah,
For any sports, basketball team, baseball team, just anybody. Probably include any activities like so they won't get bored and all that. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
we working on that.
yeah.
I want you to, when you come back to Decatur, you're an East Side guy. I want you to come over to the East Side Black Man Lab. Right? We need both of y'all to come over and talk to the young guys who are in high school, in middle school, so they can see you, right? And they can hear you, and you can tell them about it. In fact, we're gonna bring a bus trip.
Yeah, let's do that.
Get him here, and let him
Yeah.
kick it out.
Yeah, 'cause they get tired of seeing our old butts, So they
Yeah, they need to
Just
hear
let
from
me
y'all,
know.
man.
Just
Y'all-
let me
y'all-
know. One phone call.
Y'all
just
got
let
an
me
experience
know.
for them. Let's get to habits, rituals, and disciplines. What do you do on a daily basis that allows you to be the advocate in education to try to build these positive learning environments? What do you do on a daily basis that helps you in that way?
What I do is I get up and pray.
Yes, sir.
I start off with that because I know that unless we get direction from a higher power, it's really difficult to cope within the world. Next thing I do, I engulf myself with family. I try to take I look at my granddad, I look at my dad and my brothers and sisters and I just engulf myself with family. Those that I know care about me, I reach out to them. And then that's mainly what I do.
That's strong. Engulf myself in family. There it is. There it is. Zach, what do you do, brother?
I need to start praying every day. I don't usually pray every day, but my mom Kimberly, she sends me these scriptures every day that she wants me to read and prayers and all that. So I thank her for that. But usually every day now in college, now that I'm dealing with a lot of stuff, it's just like I said in the meeting in the lab, I just try to tune everybody else out. That's me personally. That's just my logistic. That's my opinion on everything. I just like to keep my AirPods in. Everybody that knows me, they're definitely gonna say it. Like I have my AirPods in everywhere I go. So it's just like I just try to tune everybody out, learn what I need to learn, and just do what I need to do. So at the end of the day, I don't like everybody else to distract me from my goal of what I need to do. So
that helps you stay focused.
That's my getaway. That helps me stay focused on my goal at hand. So I every day I'll get up and it's just like we talked about. I might not have the motivation to get up and go to class. I'll
So
do this and that. But my motivation out of all things, I would say that's just my motivation. But my motivation is I just don't like. I really don't want to be broke. So I just have to think about it every day. Just have to.
That's a strong motivation.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Like, I don't want to
That's
be
just all I
broke,
think about,
right? Like I've been broke before. I know what
Yeah.
broke
Yeah.
feels like. I ain't trying to be broke again.
It
Yeah,
don't feel good.
I ain't mad at you, brother.
I'm not broke. I'm just saying it's just like
Keep it pushing.
my parents, they do a good job of make sure I want everything I have everything I need, stuff like that. So it's just like
Right.
I don't want to have to ask them for too much. I want probably I'll say later down the line I want to be able to give what they couldn't. I'm not gonna say couldn't give me, but I just want to give them more.
Right.
Mm.
Right. Well,
The sister, my older sister.
That's a son.
Yeah.
That's good work.
Yeah.
To want to provide more.
Yeah, I just want to take care of them when I grow up. Like I want to be able to do that. So
That is,
Yeah.
and you growing up. Darius, in the last 60 seconds, brother.
Yeah, for me, I get up and I just sit there and I think and I reflect. I do a lot of reflection. I'm an overthinker, so like you said, I have like 11 pair of headphones between my beats, my AirPods, all those. I just sit in my head because I'm an overthinker. So I just get up, I open my laptop, check my emails, write down on my sticky note what I need to do. And if I don't cross them out by the end of business, the end of business for me is 5 o'clock. And I tell anybody, if you call me if you call me after end of business, you might get that do not disturb. So I try to get everything done before end of business. And if it's not done, my day don't end until I go to sleep. So if I got to stay up on the benches at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning getting stuff done, then that's my new motivation. And, all the women in my life are members of org. So I have me an elephant, head up, right foot forward. So that's my motivation.
Oh, I wanna also say, I also go by a quote every day. Probably I'll say, if you stand for nothing, then you'll fall for anything. So yeah.
All right, facts. That's good, brothers. We appreciate you, brothers, sharing. We appreciate coming here and for the level of transparency, and we talk about authenticity. And it felt like a real authentic space here in Albany, Georgia. It really did. The brothers were just like, we need to release certain things, and it felt like some of them got released. And prayerfully, we're able to take that, spread it around, and motivate other brothers to make moves. So, Brother Marty, thank you, man.
Hey, man, always, man. We're going to keep pushing, looking forward to coming back to Albany and doing this again. And then on to the next stop.
Albany.
That's it, right?
That's it, right?
You said it right.
There it is.
Albany.
All right, y'all. We're going to be back. Black Man Lab Afterflow, powered by the New Georgia Project. Give it up. Savannah, here we come.
Here we come, Savannah.
Augusta, here we come.